welcome to Dover International Speedway. Qualifying underway for the Frisbie Racing Truck Series presented by the Wanted Goons. See the 32. Garrett Wolfenbarger rolling out for his qualifying lap. Drivers get 2 laps to set their best time here in qualifying to determine how we start the race here a little bit later on. Wolfenbarger been up towards the front on a lot of these qualifying efforts. We're going to ride along with the 32. Check out the Wario helmet. Comes out of 4, completes lap number 1 with a 23.135. Currently third best. I think he threw away lap 1 to get the speed on lap 2. Enters mid. Slowly drifts it to the bottom. Waits on the throttle out of 4, then powers up to the line. We have Wolfenbarger at a 22.648, currently second on the board. Second to Brad Wilson, teammate. Bradley jumping above Wolfenbarger there. Julian Roby Sims currently in the 3rd spot after the first lap. Gets the wall coming out of 4 on lap number 2, so that lap won't count. Margison's already done in 4th. Quinn Newton jumps up to the 5th spot in the 88. Andrew Beach, first lap at 23.39. Cody Brown clocks in at 8th spot. His first time lap. Both of those drivers have another one to go. We'll watch Beach complete his quali. 71 side pipes fit Venom truck across the line. A 23.568. He will remain in 11th. Jump to Cody Brown. He crosses the stripe for his second lap. 22.86. Moves him up to the 6th spot. Jeremy Scherer finishes up his quali run. 23.093. I believe that'll keep him right where he is in 9th. Grant Harrell headed out for quali. Looks like Clapper Newell attempted 2 laps and both of them did not count, so the 99 truck won't get a lap in. See how Grant does here. First time lap, 22.72, pretty sporty. Puts him up to the 3rd spot on that first lap. Let's see if the Tide Ride can bump it up here. Challenge for the front row. Needs about a 10th. A little bit of a bobble there as he lightly tagged the apron. And it is indeed slower with that bobble. 22.78 will remain 3rd with the 22.72. Mike Edwards headed out on track along with Blake Giglio and Matt Benke. Benke, first lap, puts him 13th. We'll watch the Fort Worth Shrek Labor 12 truck. First lap, 16th quick, slowest of the qualifiers. Tied with Andrew Beach. Matt Benke, second lap, moves up to 11th. Blake Giglio goes to the top of the charts. Let's see where Edwards drops in. Edwards goes 11th. Blake Giglio with the old throwback goes up to the pole position. Supplants the 2 Shenandoah Shine trucks. 17 trucks to put a qualifying down. Looks like no one else is going to attempt one. Cliff Mullins is going to be our last qualifier. He slides it out of 4 across the line with a 22.821. Moves him all the way up to 6th. So nice pickup there for the 37. That'll be pole position for Blake Giglio. And so we have 7 trucks not attempting a qualifying run. 24 trucks here tonight. See if we can have a quick chat.
Okay, everybody, welcome to Dover Frisbie Truck Series. 120 laps, 4 sets of tires, 0 fast fares. Have a good time. Woo!
Woo! I like the woo. Nicely done, Cody. Blake, DG, you got a copy?
Hey.
Surprise. Well, you got the poll. So we came chat with you like we normally do. Hi. Oh, it helps to push a button.
I can't hear you.
It helps to push. Hang on. Just sit tight. How about now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
It helps when you take it off push to talk.
That will do it to you.
It will every time. All right, well, we got the pole here for Dover, and it looks like we have 120 laps to go. No fast repairs. How do you think the monster is going to be tonight?
Hopefully fun. I think the no fast pair is going to take a lot of guys out here early. So hopefully we have a good race. Almost wrecked in qualifying. That's how you know it was a good lap. And looking forward to just, get it done.
Well, congrats on yet another pole, and hopefully you can extend that lead over that Lucas Hoisma fellow on the most wins in SRL. So we'll see how it goes for you tonight, and good luck.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Blake Giglio in the 16, our pole sitter, not out on track, so we had to show you Grant Harrell. Now he's on track. Waits till his interview's over. Silly Blake. Waiting for a few more trucks to grid inside the top 10 here. Got 4 of them missing. And then we'll run through our starting lineups. Just get an extra look at Blake's truck here. Then a Chevrolet tonight. Normally we see him in a Toyota. Always waiting on the shiners. Along with Sims and Mullins tonight. Holding up the progress here. Sims and Mullins made it out. Still waiting on second and third. We'll just run through our starting lineup. Blake Giglio on the pole in the 16 EXT Racing Silverado. Starting second will be Brad Wilson. Starting third will be Garrett Wolfenbarger. Starting fourth will be Garrett Harrell in the Tide Ford. Rolling off fifth be Jolene Ruby Sims in the 06. Starting seventh be Cliff Mullins in the 37 AC Racing Graphics Chevy. Zach Martis in the 1010s Racing Easton's Transportation Truck rolls off 7th. Quinn Newton, 712 Brake Chevrolet, starts in the 8th spot. Cody Brown, the Team Conti Performance Nuclear Shocker Toyota, starts in the 9th spot. Travis Martin, Mr. Ghostman Ford, starts in 10th. Casey Grave, the True Speed Toyota, starts in 11th. Mike Edwards, Fort Worth Screen Ford, starts in 12th. Gatlin Downey, the Double Quick Chevrolet, starts 13th. Matt Benke will roll off 14th in the Victoria's Secret Chevrolet. Jeremy Scherer, the Fireball Toyota, new look for him this week, starts 15th. TJ Floyd, another new look, has the Jack Daniels original green Chevrolet rolling off in the 16th spot. Andrew Beach, Side Pipe Chevrolet with Spit and Venom, starts 17th. Daniel Llewellyn, 712 Brake CTC Chevrolet, starts in 18th. Jeremy Clapper Newell, Martin Sports Ford with Team Watson Racing Setup, starts in 19th. Jay Munch in the Taz Goodwrench Chevrolet starts in 20th. Bill Rivard, Fort Worth Screen Esports DGSRacing.com Toyota starts 21st. Dave Hoytsma, the 712 Brake Chevrolet, starts 22nd. JR Deal, Cave City Roleplay Toyota, starts 23rd. And Jake Lawrence in the Hawk Tua Toyota starts 24th. 24 trucks out here tonight. Field rolls around behind the pace truck. 120 laps, no fast repairs. 4 sets of tires in the pits. Pace truck makes that sharp left, and we are getting set for 120 laps against Miles the Monster. The Monster Mile in Dover, Delaware. And there is the green flag. Giglio and Wilson going to lead us down to turn number 1. Wolfenbarger gets a huge push. Pushes Giglio out to the lead. Now he's side by side with his teammate for second. Grant Harrell in the 06 Ruby Sims battle for the 4th spot. It's like just about everybody makes it through 1 and 2 clean. Quickly single file up front. Watch Margerson and Mullins battle. That is for 6th. Margerson down low going to have to cut the run off, and that is actually going to give advantage to Quinn Newton and Travis Martin on the outside. This track will eat up your tires. So if we get these long green flag runs, something to watch. Tire management. Margerson working his teammate, Travis Martin. I'm sure Travis would like to get to the bottom and start saving tires. Margerson keeping the nose in there. Now the 1010's teammates get single file with another one behind him and Mike Edwards. Downey running 11th, and Casey Graves and Cody Brown battle for the 12th spot. Casey Graves gets the advantage there. Edwards looking inside Margerson. Nothing doing at the moment. Lap number 4 of 120. And Jeremy Scherer putting the pressure on Cody Brown. That's for 13. It appears the number 10 of Bill Rivard has gone to the pit lane. Jeremy Scherer all the way down to the inside wall. That is not the ideal line. That'll allow Cody Brown to get away. Blake Giglio still leads now by 4/10. However, Brad Wilson and Garrett Wolfenbarger. And Grant Harrell, Jolene Ruby Sims. Cliff Mullins. Mullins seems to be holding up this group. Quinn Newton, Travis Martin, Mike Edwards, Zach Margerson all over him. What up, Beta? Bud Taxby in the house. Cliff smacks the outside wall. Margerson gets the... Not Margerson. Margerson runs the 88 in a different series. That's Quinn Newton just barely touching the left rear as he tries to get by. Travis Martin to the inside. Mike Edwards following suit. Margerson is the 55 in this series. 88 in other series, so it gets confusing. Margerson gets clear of Mullins. Mullins now under attack from Gatlin. Downey really had to pinch the truck down a corner exit of 4. Almost wrecked it. Mullins getting freight trained. Downey gets clear. Now Casey Graves looking to get by. Mullins usually pretty good at saving tire, so it could be a strategy just to save the rubber on the Goodyear tires and drifting backwards on purpose. It's a lot of spots to give up, though. And Cody Brown, Jeremy Scherer battling once again. Scherer now looking to the outside of the 17. He gets the position on the outside, and that could be advantage to the Fireball truck. Scherer completes the pass. And TJ Floyd, Matt Benke, Daniel Llewellyn, Andrew Beach, Jeremy Clapper Newell, then Jay Munch, J.R. Deal, Jake Lawrence right there together, and Dave Hoytsman, the last truck still running. Bill Rivard's team seem to have put the 10 truck out of this race and will finish 24th tonight. Grant Harrell keeping that pressure up on the back of the 32. Tries to cut to the inside, but lost the back end of the truck coming off forward. Settles back in line. Already seeing about 4/10 worth of fall off on these trucks. Check for some other battles. Margerson and his teammate Edwards had us for 8th. Margerson may have lightly rushed the wall there, upset his entry into the corner. Will actually help his corner exit, though. You can back up that entry. You can get a really good run off of 2. With Mullins, Cody Brown. Mullins is falling all the way to 13th on his... I don't know if he's saving. He's sliding that back in quite a lot. He could just be struggling. Knowing Cliff's skill set, though, that's kind of a strange thing to see. Checking in on any close battles we have going on. You have Jake Lawrence and J.R. Deal within 2/10. Then this Cody Brown, Cliff Mullins battle. You also see Mike Edwards and Travis Martin. We'll keep it here for a moment. Cliff starting to catch back up to Jeremy Scherer. Cliff in a 10/10 sandwich right now. Corey got that "Don't You Know, Pump It Up" stuck in my head right before the race. Thanks, Corey. And Cody took a peek to the outside. Nothing doing there. Jake Lawrence trying to get by J.R. Deal back here. This is for 21st. Why not, right? Show love to the whole field. These guys all over each other. Jeremy way up the hill. That's going to open the door for the 37. And he'll have him cleared. Will he go up in front of him? No, he decided not to. Scherer still gave him the space. Didn't keep the nose in there. Wanted to get back down to the bottom. Move Cliff back up to 12th. Margerson now has Gatlin Downey closing in on the back of the 55. Downey turns underneath him, coming off turn number 2. Margerson keeping him pinched down. Oh, a little contact. Gatlin trying to stay it off of him. Gets on the apron, and that'll let Margerson get back away again. And that hard pinch paid off. TJ Floyd working on Jeremy Scher. Cody Brown bit out of shape, as was the 35, Matt Benke. Watching the 15 truck, 15% of the way through the race. Looks like Clapper Newell's had an issue in the 99. Let's see if we can have a quick look at it. Oh, J-Munch gets into the back of him, turns him sideways. Is actually a fantastic save from the 99 of Clapper Newell. And he now runs the last truck, still running 23rd. And there's Blake out front by almost a full second now over Brad Wilson. J.R. Deal getting by Daniel Wallen. 68 Jake Lawrence trying to get through. Side by side down the backstretch here at Dover. Jake Lawrence drives it deep into the corner. He'll clear Daniel Wallen. Jake Lawrence up into the top 20. Check in on top 5 there. And starting to get a little spaced out. Still got Margerson and Mullins. This is for 11th. And you got Scher Benke. Scher seems to burn the tires off that Fireball Toyota. Drifting backwards and holding up the field a little bit. Matt Benke, 71 Andrew Beach, 69 of Joel Munchell. So he's calling him J Munch. We'll use his real name for once. Benke trying to set up the pass on the Fireball Toyota. Just can't get it sorted. Daniel Wallen, a big wobble back there in the 23. It's going to allow teammate Dave Hoytsman to get to his inside. Daniel is dead sideways off the corner. This is where the trouble seems to be right now. 15 trucks drifting backwards on burned up tires. Matt Benke trying to complete the pass without making contact and maybe being a little too careful as he leaves a whole truck length between the two of them. His inability to get by the 15 quickly is holding up the guys behind him. The rest of the field is pretty spread out, so we're hanging out here watching this battle back in 15th. These guys are all up on top of each other. Benke just cannot figure out how to get past 15 of Scher. Really starting to cost him some time. This group's now 1.5 back behind TJ Floyd. We'll jump back up here. TJ Floyd's caught up to 17 and the 55. Margerson must have had an issue. He's fallen way back off of Cliff Mullins. 1.8 seconds, so he had to have a moment or two to fall back that far. Jolene Ruby Sims starting to move forward. Caught up to the 32 of Wolfenbarger. This is the battle for third place. .32 has a bobble off the corner. See if Sims cuts it back to the inside. 32 Wolfenbarger tried to pinch it down on exit. Sims settles back down. Try to get the drive off of 2. The truck gets very sideways, but it actually didn't hurt that much. Just cost a bit of time. 27 laps into the run. We didn't get a fuel number, so that'll be a surprise to us later when vehicles start to pit. Always felt like you could go past 40. And at Dover, we go so many laps down with such a slow 35-mile-an-hour speed limit, it is best if you run the tank dry just about every time. Cautions seem to always come out eventually. You want to be able to be on the best strategy when it does. Don't want to be trapped way off the lead lap. Sims going to complete the pass out of turn number 2, move up into the top 3. Now 2.5 seconds behind Brad Wilson. Wilson trying to run down Blake Giglio, 0.7 of a second back. And check in Travis Martin running 6th, trying to run down Grant Harrell in the 22. Quinn Newton runs 7th, Mike Edwards 8th, just ahead of Gatlin Downey, Casey Graves We'll start to get a battle developing. Edwards hits the outside wall. That's going to let Gatlin Downey, Casey Graves, and Cliff Mullins by. Edwards just coughed up 3 spots in one corner. Now Gatlin Downey in 8th. That's Casey Graves and Cliff Mullins, your top 10. It's still a mess back here. Banky still is not past the 15 of Scherer. J-Munch has gotten through. Now J.R. Deal trying to make his way through. Got Andrew Beach there. Dave Hoisman, Jake Lawrence, Clapper Newell. They're all piled up there together at the back of the fields. Daniel Lawallen 1.5 back of that group. And Daniel's about 10 seconds ahead of race leader Blake Giglio. Reach lap 32. We'll get the driver chat back in here, see what they're talking about. Say race around Miles the Monster.
Right.
Very quiet on driver chat. Oh, Menke in the wall, Scherer in the wall. Scherer way down the hill. Wolfenbarger continues to drift back on these old tires of his. Obviously has the same tires as everybody else, but he burned them up quick. Edwards, first one we're hearing calling to the pit lane from 11th. It's going to pit at lap 35. This is a dangerous time. Has to blow it down to 35 miles an hour. And he is going to go at least 1 lap down, if not 2. Under a green flag pit stop. Blake coming off turn 4 is going to put him 1 lap down before he ever gets to his box, as you see him there on the foreground. Mike Edwards is now last. By virtue of being the first truck to pit, he wants to short pit. So I'm guessing they can go about 40 laps, maybe 42, 44, somewhere in there. Blake continues on, and we'll watch as Mike Edwards exiting the pit lane. He will go 2 laps down. There goes Blake. 2 laps down. If you pit under green, puts him in a precarious spot, especially with all these battles happening on old tires. These guys are slipping and sliding everywhere now. J-Munch into the outside wall. Mike Edwards has to pray for no caution. Edwards is now going to be the fastest truck on the track. It's going to feel good for a little while. Jake Lawrence back here sliding every which way in that 68. I am Edwards. I'm holding my breath. You got this battle for 4th now. Travis Martin's caught up to Grant Harrell. And they've both caught the 32 of Wolfenbarger.
Thank you for getting low there.
Margison's had some contact with the wall. He's limping it back to the pit lane. That left front looks pretty damaged. He's trying to keep it up to enough speed not to bring out the caution. Let's see if we can take a look at what happened to the 55. Contact with J-Munch. Oh, hard to the outside wall for both trucks. Obviously, Margison taking the bigger brunt of the blow. Margison contact with the 69. Limps it back to the pit lane. That's going to be pretty tough for the 55 to recover from. He hit really hard there. Probably a meatball. Giglio now 1 second lead over Brad Wilson. Wilson has 2 seconds over Ruby Sims. And another 3 back to Wolfenbarger. Wolfie has a crowd around him. Here comes Edwards on the fresh tires, and look how much they are worth at Dover. He just blasts by all these guys like they're standing still. Wolfenbarger up into the outside wall. Grant Harrell's going to get by on the inside. Travis Martin going to take advantage and goes to the inside into 1. Martin might get them both. He powers up on the inside. He's in contact with Grant Harrell. They're going to hit hard. Travis Martin gets turned by Grant Harrell. And that is our first caution. Quinn Newton going to hit Travis Martin at the end of the wreck there, and Grant Harrell.
That was a hard hit.
That is the caution Mike Edwards did not need.
Who was it?
We'll take another look at it.
Travis and Harold.
Netcode. Once again, we get the ugly netcode.
Come on, catch the field.
There is like 2 people's width between the two. And netcode decides it's hitting Travis right there. You see his truck lurch to the right before they even make contact. See it lurch right there. 22 is diming the corner like you should. But netcode decided they crashed. Tough one for both the 63 and Grant Harrell in the 22. No fast repairs. That's going to be a race ender for Travis Martin for sure. Might be game over for the 22 as well. Everybody hits the pit lane. See who wins the race out. Of course, I never get it right. It's a beautiful vision of this pole.
I'm coming down this time, so don't worry about me.
It's like Blake, then the 51, then the 06, 32, 05, cool. Then the 4, 37, 49 of Floyd, 17 Brown, 88 Newton, 71 Beach,
barrels, you know?
Dave Hoytsma, JR
I
Deal.
almost hit him myself.
Clapper Newell almost crashed coming to the pits under caution. That's how he's currently scored as the leader, but he is going to have to come back in. That's pretty funny. Checking up, make sure you didn't pass nobody. I think Daniel is our last truck on the lead lap right now. Jeremy Scher looks like he's stuck behind Blake. Scher will have to cycle back to the back. Scher and Edwards a lap down. Edwards has a good truck, real fast, but he is
Hey Cody, does my nose look alright?
off the lead lap. Let's check in on the 88. He didn't hit too hard. He had it mostly slowed down. It looks pretty normal to me. If you are someone from your team is watching Quinn, you look pretty good.
It looks fine, Quinn.
There you go. Thanks, Cliff. Giglio, Brad Wilson, Julian Ruby Sims, Garrett Wolfenbarger, Gatlin down in your top 5 after the pit stops. Everyone 4 tires and fuel. Some trucks also taking damage repair, like Daniel Llewellyn had a little bit of right side damage, I think, from the wall. He pulled that back out. Mike Edwards, extended stop for him. I guess he is also a little bit of damage to repair. I didn't see him hit anything, but here we are. Grant Harrell, Travis Martin, obviously the huge hits they took. There we go. There's Grant.
Cheers, everybody.
Apparently he got a meatball. Long extended stop for him. Travis Martin, long extended stop. Matt Benke. Not sure what happened with the 35 team. Didn't see them hit stuff, but they are here 3.5 minutes and counting on a repair. J Munch, similar story. Didn't see him hit anything that hard, but he is 4 minutes and counting on his stop. Just about the halfway, 15 laps, so we get there. Giveaway points at the end of halfway, end of lap 60. What up, Scott? It's been mostly good. We just had a silly netcode wreck. 22 and 63 got together, battling for third, I think. Blake Giglio gets us restarted as Brad Wilson and Ruby Sims battle for second. Sims down the inside. Everybody on new tires, so we should feel pretty good on handling. Top 4 break away from Gatlin Downing, Casey Graves, Cliff Mullins. We have Cody Brown, Andrew Beach, and TJ Floyd up into the top 10. JR Deal, big time out of shape in the 9. He keeps it pinched down to the bottom so he doesn't hurt anybody. 9 with a big bubble there. And the 99 Clapper Newell, 79 of Dave Hoytsville. Lots of 9s running together. Wilson tracked the 16 of Blake Giglio back down. He is putting all kinds of pressure to the back of that 16. Wilson looking to the outside going into turn 1. That's exactly where Blake wants him to go. Burn up his tires a little bit more, taking the high line. And Wilson clears. Giglio slides it out of turn number 4, giving a little bit more advantage to Wilson. Wilson takes the race lead. About 12 laps to go until we get halfway points. Ruby Sims and Wolfenbarger battle for 3rd. Casey Graves, Gatlin Downey, Cliff Mullins. Graves has gotten up to the 5th spot. Mullins looking to the inside of Downey. Mike Edwards currently in the lucky dog. There's the 69 of Joel Munchell back on track, 6 laps down. Looks like we've officially lost Bill Rivard, Zach Marterson, and Jake Lawrence from the race. Ooh. Someone just pancaked the wall. Might have been the 35. Yeah, looks like Benke does have some right side damage now. Wilson almost a second lead over Giglio, so clear that Giglio is saving right now. Ruby Sims and Wolfenbarger still battle for 3rd. Casey Graves gotten clear. Gatlin Downey. Downey maybe holding up this group behind him. There's a bunch of guys stacked up to his tailgate. Quinn Newton, Cliff Mullins, TJ Floyd, Andrew Beach, and Cody Brown all right there in the shot. Oh my goodness. Is that Daniel? Nope. Truck behind. Truck between. It's off the lead lap. Is that Mikey? Yeah, it was Mikey. Mike Edwards just smacked the wall. Newton finds his way past the 05. We're on lap 54. 7, really 6 laps until halfway. Wilson 1.1 seconds now on Blake Giglio. Wilson is charging to that halfway win, and Blake Giglio, I think, is thinking a little more long term. Wolfenbarger still content to ride right in the tire tracks of the 06 Ford. Casey Graves holding on to that top 5. Then Quinn Newton, Gatlin Downey, Cliff Mullins, TJ Floyd, and Andrew Beach currently in position to take points as we get Mike Edwards spinning out on the front stretch. It's been a struggle here. Edwards gets into the outside wall coming off a 4. Jeremy Scherer, teammate, unable to avoid him. And in a cruel twist of irony for Mike Edwards, his teammate turns him around. He gets it righted before he loses another lap, but he's got significant nose damage after contact with the inside wall. Have to see if that 14 is able to continue. I think Wilson actually let him get turned around. There's a big gap between from Wilson and the base truck. Nice sportsmanship from the 51, giving his Ford teammate a break. Not actual teammates, but they are both Fords. Edwards takes it straight to the pit lane. I think he is calling it a night, because that is nowhere near his pit box. And indeed, the 14 has ejected. And by ejected, I mean he drove it onto the pit lane and then towed it to the pit box. It's a strange thing to do. See if we get pit stops here. The top 8 stay out for the points. Casey Graves, Newton, they hit the pit lane. bring everybody behind him with them. TV2 is terrible at this pit lane thing. So there's Quinn, Cody Brown, Casey Graves, Jeremy Clapper Newell, all on the pit lane. Daddy Dave, JR Deal, Jeremy Scher. He was involved in that incident. So I think our lucky dog, if we get one, would be Matt Menke. And indeed it was. Victoria's Secret truck 4 laps, or was 5 laps down, now 4 laps down. So he gets the wave around. Both of our 1 lap down trucks were in that wreck, Mike Edwards and Jeremy Scher. And Brad Wilson still leads Giglio and Ruby Sims. Then you have Wolfenbarger and Downey, your top 5. By virtue of staying out, Downey trying to pick up some more stage points here. Went from about 8th to 5th. See if they can hold on if we get restarted. Obviously lights are on the pace truck here. We'll see if they go out at the line. Survey says lights stay on the pace truck, so we're going to get at least 1 more lap under pacing. So if we turn them loose at all before stage, it'll be about 100 feet. The top 8 all stayed out here. Wilson, Giglio, Sims, Wolfenbarger, Mullins, Downey, Floyd, and Beach. Casey Graves came down, took 4 tires and fuel, as did Quinn Newton. Dave Hoytsman and JR Deal fixed some damage and took 4 tires and fuel. Cody Brown, 4 tires, fuel, damage, repair. Manuel Wallen, it's like he just topped off the tank, as did Clapper Newell. Both came down and filled up the tanks. They're running 14th and 15th. Last truck's on the lead lap. Jeremy Scher only truck 1 lap down.
I think I'm going to take the top here.
He worked on some damage after getting into Edwards in that wreck. Wilson's choosing top, putting Giglio to the bottom. Shenandoah Shine Moon Car Ford. Moon Car! If you don't yell that at least once a day, what are you doing with your life? And
Cheers,
if we get...
everybody.
There it is. There's the cheers. Lights out on the pace truck. So we are going to get that 100-yard dash to the start-finish line for the stage points. Should be an interesting start. Or restart, I should say. Should be an interesting restart. Cheers, everybody. Good old JR Deal. JR currently in the 12th spot on the lead lap. 15 trucks still on the lead lap. Jeremy Scher hoping for a caution without him getting involved so he can get back on the lead lap. Looks like Grant Harrell's truck has rejoined the race. 15 laps down. Should be able to move up to 18th at least. Here we go. Pace truck's off. Wilson gets the launch. Giglio's going to try and hold on to second, but unsuccessfully as Wolfenbarger uses that advantage from his teammate. He's going to need the black clear after getting around Giglio.
For what?
The start.
Outside, we had a better run to Giglio at the beginning of passing.
That's what I wanted. So Wilson, Wolfenbarger, Giglio, Sims, Mullins, Beach, Downey, TJ Floyd, Graves, and Newton all get stage points there. Had to run through them quickly because I couldn't get it to pop up. Uh-oh, that's Harrell all the way out the bottom. Casey Graves battling Andrew Beach. As for the 6th spot, behind them, that's Gatlin, Downey, and Quinn Newton for the 8th spot.
How was that you, Cody?
TJ Floyd gets to the inside.
I thought somebody was going to be killed.
Floyd clears Gatlin. Downey moves up to 9th. Quinn Newton trying to go the long way around Andrew Beach. Clears the 71 on the top side. Z trucks with fresh tires. Casey Graves and Quinn Newton They've got brand new Goodyear tires, and they're going to try to take advantage of them while they got them. They're up to 6th and 7th. Next truck on Freshies, J.R. Deal in 11th. Hung up behind Gatlin Downey. Looks like he's going to get to the outside of the 05. Now he's going to get hemmed in by TJ Floyd, nowhere to go. He's going to have to try and get to the outside of the Floyd truck as well. He powers it up and does so. Nice move there from the 9. Using that fresh tire advantage to get both those trucks on older tires. Meanwhile, Quinn Newton has gotten around Casey Graves, and he's starting to work on Cliff Mullins. Mullins leaves him to the top. Quinn's going to power by on the outside down into turns 1 and 2. Up into the top 5 with the fresh Goodyears. Everyone that took tires this stop want this to go green as long as possible. And Quinn up to the 5th spot. Graves 7th. J.R. Deal is up to 9th. And he's working on Andrew Beach for the 8th spot. Dave Hoytsman has gotten around Downey, and yeah, he's working on Floyd. Dave's also on the fresh rubbers. Dave gets by Floyd on the inside while they're door to door. Dave didn't get off the corner quite so good, kind of pinched it down. Oh, he's sliding up towards TJ. Oh, he gets tagged by Gatlin Downey, turns sideways. Will everybody miss him? No, Cody Brown gets into him. And our third caution waves as Cody Brown is involved in the 17.
I'm sorry about that, Dave. I wasn't expecting that checkup right there.
Dave had to lift, not to wreck TJ Floyd. And there's the contact from Gatlin. Let's go back and watch it again. See, Dave did not get off 4 well. TJ Floyd actually gets quite a launch. Dave tries to drive it into 1. The back end comes around a little bit. He checks up. Gatlin Downey unable to avoid, and then there is Cody Brown getting into it at the end. 17 up against the fence, has a crooked right front fender now. Looks like Dave Hoytsma has taken that truck to the garage already. See right front damage and right rear damage. That right rear damage was already there. Adam! Thank you for the 45 bits, my friend. The bit games we have turned off during the races, but I appreciate you, my friend. I don't think I have a Kyle Petty in there yet anyway. But thank you. Thank you for the 45 bits. As Cody brings it to the pit lane, all those trucks that stayed out get to come down, except Brad Wilson chose not to. 27 laps and counting, and he stays out. Yeah, Dave checked up and the 05 did not. Pretty much how that went. Casey Graves is going to win the race off the pit lane. 9-second stop for Graves. Of course, I think he took the tires the last time. That's some Hayden bullshit right there. Fucking Hayden. You want a spot on the ARCA car? Hell yeah. Here's 71. Scott's at 103. You're pretty close. Brad Wilson stays out again. I thought maybe he missed the pits, and that is not the case. He just did not pit. Quinn Newton in second also did not pit, but he is on much fresher tires than Wilson by about 15 laps. Quinn pit on the last caution for 4 tires, and everyone else came down this time. Casey Graves a 9-second stop. That could be 2 tires. It could be none. Llewellyn was definitely fuel only. Comes out in 4th. Ruby Sims 4 tires and fuel. Comes out in 5th in the 06. So that'll be the highest up truck now on the fresh tires. JR Deal maybe 2 tires. Maybe fuel and damage repair. 9-second stop. 4 tires for Cliff Mullins and Andrew Beach and TJ Floyd. Gatlin Downey. Clapper Newell. All those trucks 4 tires and fuel. The 16, Blake Giglio, I think he's going to try and clutch the hell out of this truck and make it to the end on this fuel tank. So he came back down to top it off. And he's hoping for a caution or 2 to make it to the end. Clapper Newell, 4 tires and fuel for the 99. Wolfenbarger comes out 13th. He came down the top off the tank. So a lot of trucks going to try some fuel strat here. Scherer also on and off the pit lane. He had 20 seconds there, so I think he was working on a little bit more of that right front damage. Cody Brown, he's made it back out on track 1 lap down. Took a minute 47 of repair. He's the only truck 1 lap down, so he'd be the next lucky dog if he stays out of the wreck. Should get lights out on our pace truck here. And indeed we do.
Everybody.
It'll be a Quinn Newton, Brad Wilson front row as we get another toast from 5th place now, JR Deal. Field works through 1 and 2. Let's see what the chat's feeling right now. Who do you think's winning this race? Use your brain and not your heart. I know we all want certain drivers to win, but who do you think's going to win? Give it your honest opinion. TJ says Blake. TJ's in 7th. He says Blake back in 12th's going to win it. Field rolls through 3 and 4. Good luck, everybody. Pace truck heads off. Wilson, control sucks chosen top. Gets the launch. If Sims gets around this 88, Sims will need a black clear. And does so. Graves to the inside of the 88.
They're winning with the black player.
Scramble back there in the back. We're staying up here a little bit. Watching to see how those 4 tires work for Ruby Sims up to 2nd. Brad Wilson on essentially 27 lap older tires. Gosh. Should be a complete mismatch. Giglio up from 12th to 10th. Works past the lap truck of Cody Brown now. Blake has 45 laps to get up to the front. Make TJ Floyd correct. Downey runs 9th, Beach in 8th. Floyd is 7th, JR Deal 6th. Cliff Mullins 5th, Casey Gray is 4th. And Quinn Newton and Ruby Sims. 7/10 the gap between Wilson and Sims. Sims not really closing down the gap. Have to wonder if Sims is banking on Wilson pitting and conserving the tires on that 06. Blake sending Scherer to the inside. I wonder if Blake is in conservation mode. We know he was probably trying to make it on fuel without that extra stop. So Blake is in full conservation mode back here, letting trucks by. Quinn Newton around Ruby Sims. A little surprising there. Quinn has 12 lap older tires. Maybe Sims looked at the fuel tank and has also decided to go in conservation. TJ Floyd, a bit of an exciting exit out of the corner back there. Right there with Andrew Beach and the 22 of Grant Harrell. Grant is 15 laps down. But you would not know it the way he's racing. Sticking it in there on the inside on Beach. Probably not making Andrew Beach any kind of happy. Harrell needs 5 more laps to pass Dave Hoytsma, move up to 17. Beach just going to let him go. Probably smart. Sims now holding up Graves and Mullins. Cliff has the back end way out of shape. He saves it on the backstretch. Keeps it out of the inside wall, but definitely lost a few spots and woke him up for sure. See a lot of trucks die like that on the backstretch. So really good job of keeping out of the inside wall. Now he has the 15 lap down truck of Grant Geraldo's outside, and I'm sure Cliff's going to be cussing under the helmet about that. All 22 I really has to do is just ride in circles, stay out of people's way, but instead he's out here making passes and putting people in bad positions. It's a move you're allowed to make, but it's certainly not a good look. Let's work on TJ Floyd, pushing Floyd up towards the outside wall. Wolfenbarger and Giglio are hemmed in behind Daniel. What's happening back here? Clapper Duel's right there. These guys are having their own little battle. 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. It's like Cody Brown back on the pit lane. 17 truck. Let's go back to this. I think Blake wants to stay ahead of Wolfenbarger, but stay on his strategy at the same time. And TJ Floyd getting by JR Deal up into the top 5. Wilson Newton the top 2, then Graves and Sims. TJ Floyd, JR Deal, Andrew Beach, Gatlin Downey, Cliff Mullins, and then Jeremy Sherry, your top 10. And a big gap back to Giglio and this conservation mode for the 16 and 32, I believe. Llewellyn also pitted with them. Clapper Newell pitted 2 laps before, so I don't know what Clapper's game is here. Giglio's working hard to hit a fuel number, and it's also why he's staying to the inside. Wilson's got to be starting to look at that fuel tank. 44 laps and counting. Had a couple cautions in there, add a couple laps to them, but it's got to be starting to become a concern for that 51 camp. Now, if they pit, they can make it to the end from here. So that's not an issue, but there's going to be trucks that don't have to stop. At least that's the goal for Blake Giglio, Daniel Llewellyn, and Garrett Wolfenbarger. They're still battling like hell back here. Bouncing off one another, getting sideways. Quinn Newton's backed off in the 88. The second pack catches back up to our 2 leaders, so I wonder if they backed it down. And last lap for Wilson, a 24.3. Sims, a 24.1. So the leader and Quinn Newton both backed it down. Newton now down to 5th. Grant Harrell trying to get one of his 15 laps back the hard way. Oh, Wilson way out of shape coming off the corner. Obviously, those old tires struggling to hang on. He's going to run that tank dry and hope the caution comes out. The way these guys are running, it might happen. Wilson, big struggle out of 2. Loses 2 spots plus track position to the 22. Those tires on that 51 truck obviously fading rapidly now. 49 laps since that Shenandoah Shine. 51's been to the pit lane. Downey trying to set up TJ Floyd for the pass out of 2. Nothing doing there. Wilson's going to wrap the bottom as best he can. Floyd gets his nose to the inside. Now Wilson up out of the groove. Gatlin Downey going to try and take advantage. 28 to go. Ruby Sims is your leader now. Casey Graves is second. TJ Floyd third. Gatlin Downey gets around for fourth. Yup. Thank you, Aiden. Appreciate the gifted sub to X-Wing. Here comes Cliff Mullins by. Mullins will move up to the 6th spot. Ghostman says typical. Rough night for the Ghostman. Sims, Graves, Floyd, top 3. I didn't have that on my bingo card. Gatlin Downey 4th, Beach 5th. Mullins in 6th. Wilson's fallen to 7th. He's going to have to pit soon. 52 laps and counting for that 51 truck. And Cher Newton Deal, your top 10. Then this group that's trying to make it. Blake Giglio 16 seconds behind the leader. Has the Wallen and Wolfenbarger and Clapper Newell back there with him. That group 11th to 14th trying to make it on fuel. Clapper Newell 2 laps less in the tank. So he did not come down and top off the tank at the end of that caution. Downey working on TJ Floyd for 3rd. Downey will clear.
51 pit new high.
There it is. Brad Wilson, Shenandoah Shine Truck. I think Quinn Newton's coming down as well. Wilson was very sideways coming in there. Gets it slowed down to the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. And it will feel like an eternity for these two trucks as they have to putt under green, 35 miles an hour. Here they come to go 1 lap down. The leader blasts by before they get to their box. That tells me it's likely they will go 2 laps down. Matt Benke in the 35 also hits the pit lane. Wilson's in his box. We saw the leader exiting 4. I should see Blake Giglio's beige truck right there. Goes by and puts him 2 laps down. I said Giglio is the leader. I was incorrect about that. Here comes the leader. Ruby Sims. I'm so used to Blake leading everything. There goes Ruby Sims by and puts the 51 2 laps down. Wilson will now have fresh rubber and be the fastest truck on the track. Powers by the outside. Smacks the wall a little bit there as it goes around the outside of TJ Floyd. Now go to the outside of Gatlin Downey, and we'll just ride along to feel what it feels like to be Superman on fresh tires. Goes around Casey Graves on the outside. 1.4 seconds to the leader. Watch how quickly that disappears. Someone spun on the inside. Who was that? Anybody know who that was that spun to the inside wall? I don't have any indications on my end. The TJ?
Sorry, Beach. I don't think I touched it, but it said it.
Was TJ? Woo! Well, that's what we missed. TJ Floyd sliding it to the inside wall. No trucks went by while he was stopped there, so he didn't get a caution. 17 to go from Dover. Ruby Sims is your leader. Casey Graves trying to hold off Gatlin Downey for second. Heard him clutch into the corner. Quinn Newton blasts by on the outside. Past them both. Now Gatlin Downey trying to use that outside lane.
Take it low, Blake. Fuck my life.
TJ angry at the damage he has, I think.
Take it low, man. Still low, man.
Or Blake asked what happened to him.
Yeah, I got left front damage, so one part.
Sims lets the 88 by. 2.7 second lead over Gatlin Downey and Casey Graves. Fuel is a question for all top 12 cars. 13th on back of pit. It's like Blake's decided he's hit his fuel number and he has left the other trucks of Wolfen, Parker, Clapper, Newell, and Llewellyn. Blake up to the 8th spot. JR Deals 7th. Scherer 6th. Beach is 5th. Mullins 4th. Graves 3rd. Downey is 2nd. And Ruby Sims, your leader by almost 3 seconds now. But I feel like Sims, Downey, Graves, Mullins may have to pit. Let's ride along with the leader, see if we hear any fuel saving going on. Down the backstretch under the Allied Bridge and into 3. Not clutching. See what we hear on board the 05. No fuel saving there. You heard Casey on the clutch, so the 4 truck's trying to save. Must have had the stream up and then we're on board. He didn't clutch that time. There it is. Clutches it into one. Right on board with Cliff, see what he's up to. Doesn't sound like much saving going on the 37. A little bit of wall riding. Check in on Beach. Sounds like full song all the way around for Beach. Scherer in 6th. And the first one that I think's trying to make it, Blake Giglio in 7th. Let's see what we hear throttle-wise for the 16. Not even clutching there. So either he's decided it's not going to happen, or he thinks he's good. Wolfenbarger 5 seconds back, was right there with them
Like that, going around.
most of that run.
We really don't have to do that.
If he's saying it, I believe him.
I think that was the 99 and 23. Giglio gets by Scherer, 6 to go. Fuel tanks have to be question mark at this point. Blake tags the apron a little bit, gets out of shape in front of Scherer. It's up to the 6th spot with 5 to go. Sims has 4.4 seconds. Now we hear clutching on the leader. We heard that one from outside the truck. 4 laps to go. Do we have enough fuel in this number 06 Ford? Maybe Sims out front. Gatlin Downey in 2nd. Casey Graves riding 3rd. Current podium spots.
Wrong button.
You got me excited. That's fucked up.
Nah, I'm good.
No pressure from behind for Ruby Sims. Can just about coast to the victory. Just needs to keep enough power to get off the corners. Clutching going into the corner, going through turns 3 and 4, almost silent. Sounds like a Prius with the clutch shoved in. Cross the stripe, white flag in the air. Can the 06 have enough fuel to make it back around? Jolene, Ruby Sims, sounds like we're under full power through 1 and 2. Into 3 and 4, the 06 sounds like we're still at full song. And there it is. Jolene Ruby Sims will bring the 06 truck home in victory lane, able to make it on the fuel. Gatlin Downey second, Casey Graves third, Cliff Mullins fourth.
You're right there, Gatlin.
Andrew Beach will bring it home in fifth. Blake Giglio crashes into Brad Wilson at the line. He'll still come home in sixth. TJ Floyd seventh, Jeremy Scherer eighth, Wolfenbarger ninth. JR Deal gets a top 10, Clapper Newell 11th, Daniel O'Wallen 12th, and that was our lead lap trucks, the top 12.
Yeah, it must be nice to have a chance, but gotta get wrecked by lap 2 cars.
Jolene Ruby Sims, your winner here tonight at Dover in the Frisbie Racing Truck Series. And we get a burnout here on the front stretch right at start finish. Hopefully our winner is going to pop in chat here soon, because I don't see them at the moment. Get Graves, Downey, and Sims to the waiting room, please, and thank you. Have a chat with our top 3. We don't have any of them in chat right now. Not a single one of them. Heck yeah, I didn't think Jolene had a chance. I figured Blake was in the catbird seat, and then all of a sudden Blake started turning up the wick and wasn't catching nobody. Pretty crazy. Oh, there they are. We got a full waiting room now. Let's go ahead and get this started. Jolene, DG, you get a copy? Hello. Housekeeping. Want me to fluff your pillow? Jolene.
Hello?
There we go. Hi. How's it going?
My bad.
It's like, what's happening? Why can't I hear anything? Well, I didn't think you'd have enough fuel, and you proved me wrong. Good job on the win there and saving enough fuel to make it to the end. How much stress was that to try and get the fuel to stretch?
It was stressful, but not super stressful. I'm surprised I was able to. Well, okay, I'm not surprised I was able to make it because once we went green there for like at 70 to go, I already had like 49 laps of fuel like still in my tank. I filled it up on the last stop. I turned the auto fuel off and put it to the max amount, and I only had to save like about a lap. So I'd say by lap 110, I was good. Like I was pretty good to the finish. I was just saving a little extra just in case. But I mean, it was a great race. I'm surprised that I honestly thought everyone else was gonna be able to make it too. I'm surprised that 51, 16, 32, the main competition for my race, had to pit, and like it was just a lot of fun throughout. A great battle between us four and then other people during the race. But to me, whenever I go to Dover, it always seems like it's about saving tires because this track is very abrasive and very rough. So just not trying to overrun it and just reeling them back in towards the end of the run.
And full. Congrats on the win. You got any friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs tonight?
No. Shout out to Frisbie. Let me look at the league name. Shout out to the Frisbee Truck Series. I like learned about like the required decals like 30 minutes before the race. I had to pump out the car real quick to be able to put them back on, or to be able to put them on in general, and finished it like what right before qualifying. So but I had driven this car at this track, or this truck at this track before, so it wasn't too bad not to get practice. But just thanks to you for broadcasting. It seems like every day of the week, this is the first time I'm gonna try and do nearly every race on the SRO like schedule. I guess I missed the Cup race Wednesday, but I'll try and make the rest of them. And this is a P1, P2, P1 for my 3 starts this season so far. So it's nice. And congrats to everybody else. And Gatlin Downey for finishing second in a server with him. It's good to have Yoshi's Island 1-2. So it's pretty cool. Just thanks to everyone for a great race, and I'll be back soon.
10-4. Congrats on the win, and we'll see you soon then.
Thanks.
There's your winner, Jolene Ruby Sims in the 06. Now we go bring in the 05 of Mr. Gatlin Downey, bringing it home in P2 tonight. Gatlin, how was it out there, and how'd you pull off a P2 finish tonight?
The truck was just exactly what I needed it to do. Like I haven't had a car handle like that all season. But I kept the tires in line. I held a steady line, and as they kept falling, I kept gaining. Ended up with the P2.
10-4. You were also able to make the fuel stretch there at the end. How much did you need to save?
I needed to save a little bit, but the last pit stop I was able to save enough, I feel like, under caution to have made it. I had barely just enough left for a burnout if I did win, about like 0.2.
Nice. Well, congrats on stretching that fuel. The truck looked nice, and you got that victory. You got the friends, family, sponsor shout-outs tonight. Victory of the P2. You know what I mean?
Yep. I want to shout out the team, Sigma Liquid. I want to shout out Double Quick Brands for supporting me and my truck. I want to shout out also race winner Jolene. I've seen them race for years, and it's good to see them do what they've done all week. Shout out to Grant also. He had what I think could have been a better truck than mine, but a mid-race accident kind of limited that.
Yep. Didn't that go well with him and Travis Martin and a little bit of netcode, and unfortunately his race went to crap after that, and then he went back out there and made a lot of people mad.
Yep. But I will say, I do believe that he's also a factor in me being able to run the way that I did, because he as he was like in pit road getting fixed, he gave me a few notes here and there that helped me correct my truck.
Nice. Always good to have a good teammate, and well, you got your shout-outs in there, so yeah, hopefully we'll see you back here next week, and hopefully you had some fun.
Hopefully I'll be back.
10-4. This is Gatlin Downey bringing it home P2. Now we go find that number 4 of Casey Graves. Casey bringing it home in the 3rd spot tonight for his True Speed Toyota. Casey, how was it out there, and how'd you manage to save that little bit of fuel you needed?
It was pretty good. I mean, it was really good racing the whole way through. I didn't have to save a whole lot, but I think it was a lap short when we went back green, so I only had to save about a lap of fuel. I was about a lap good at the end. I probably saved a little bit more than I should have.
Well, you didn't do the Blake method at least, right?
No, what actually happened with those guys? Like, I was expecting Blake and Wolfenbarger and all them to just come flying through the field.
They went back and topped off, and I think they saved too much than you did.
I think they could have pushed and almost made it back to the front.
Yeah, he started pushing late, and I guess they were banking on a caution and it never came.
Yeah, like I only really was clutching like just on entry. Where I'd lift, I would just clutch. It wasn't very much slower.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's kind of what caught him off guard.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on the very strong finish. I'm laughing my ass off that it looks like you're in a t-shirt in there.
Oh yeah. I got a Dale Earnhardt t-shirt.
I gotta get a view of this because it looks funny as crap.
And an open-faced helmet.
Perfect. See if I can find my right camera. Should be this one. There we go.
And
there you are.
Also.
Chilling in your Dale Earnhardt t-shirt. It's great. All right, man. Well, congrats on that really strong run. You got the friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for us tonight?
Yeah, just saw the guys at True Speed. I think they're all sitting there watching. And then just, I mean, you guys for putting on the show, and then actually had a lot of good racing with like Cliff and Gatlin and Quinn. Like the mid pack was really, really fun today. It's good racing. So gotta thank those guys too.
10-4. Well, I hope you enjoyed your race there, and hopefully we'll see you back here soon. And I feel like that win's coming for you. I do.
I think so. Hopefully in the IndyCar. I need it. I'm gonna have to miss a couple races, so I need to rack up the points before I go on vacation.
All right, man. Well, hopefully the vacation is fun when you get there, and we'll see if you can't pull off a win to make the playoffs there.
All right, thanks.
There is no playoffs in IndyCar. That's the joke. And let's move on to our finisher results tonight. Obviously, the win going to Jolene Ruby Sims. Gatlin Downey, Casey Graves getting the podium. Cliff Mullins picking up the top 5. He feels pretty good about that. Andrew Beach also up in the top 5. Andrew finally finished a race and in the top 5. He has to be psyched about that. Blake Giglio, TJ Floyd, Jeremy Sherrick, Garrett Wolfenbarger, and JR Deal round out your top 10. Nice to see JR pick up a top 10. Clapper Newell, Daniel Wallen, Quinn Newton, Brad Wilson, Matt Benke, Grant Harrell, Cody Brown, Dave Hoytsman, Mike Edwards, Travis Martin. Kind of a rough night for those guys. Further down that list, most of those involved in incidents that took out their trucks with no fast repairs. Then Jay Munt, Jake Lawrence, Zach Martin, and Bill Rivard rounding out your 24 truck field here tonight at Dover. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Thanks to all of our sponsors, all of our admins, and all of our drivers, and all of you fans that help us keep these leagues going. We appreciate you so much for coming out each and every race. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for our triple header on Friday. We'll have the GT3s. We'll have... I forgot what the other one is. Super Speedway. There we go. My brain went dumb. And IndyCar at the end, and I won't be here, so I think Lucas is picking up at least one, if not both of them. Oh, no, I think Lucas is picking up IndyCar, and Trenton is picking up Super Speedway. GT3s will be unbroadcasted. And, yeah, hope you guys have good luck in those races, and we'll see you guys back on probably Sunday. We'll probably do some on-stream racing Sunday for the short track series. So we'll see you back here Sunday. Thanks so much for being here, and have a great night. That does it for the YouTubes. Now we're just on the Twitches. Get these overlays out of here. Anyone have a replay they want to check out? I'm sure there's at least one or two.